the same muddy streets. The time just after Maghrib. The utensils from Iftar hadn't even been cleared yet. There was peace on the mat laid under the tree, but the air carried a strange, light smell. In the silence, suddenly the sound of bangles echoed. Everyone looked up. Wrapped in a red sari, a woman stood there. No greetings, no purse, just a strange shine in her eyes, as if she had come from another world. With each step she took, it felt like the earth trembled beneath her feet. She came and sat at the corner of the mat. There was a smile on her face, but it didn't feel like a real smile, as if a hidden secret was about to be exposed. The young man sitting nearby lowered his gaze helplessly, but his heart pounded with uneasiness. Was this the time for Iftar or a test from above? No one could voice this question, but it echoed in hearts. Then she slowly picked up the plate of date sand. In an instant, threw it to the ground. The loud clatter shook the entire atmosphere. The wind jolted, lamps flickered, and then she laughed, a laugh that sounded less like a woman's and more like the shriek of a devil. Even today, people in Baghdad shiver remembering that Iftar had left people senseless. The whole Ramadan passed in fear. This is the story of a village in Baghdad where Amma Hajra, a woman of strong faith, lived. She didn't even have a rupee to her name, but she seemed rich at heart. She fasted and prayed 5 times a day. But what made her unique was the vastness of her heart. Hidden inside was a dream to host a grand Iftar, just like the rich women of the village. Every Ramadan, this dream remained unfulfilled. Every year she tried, but disappointment followed because her dream was too big, and she could never gather enough money. Amma Hajra used to collect cow dung from the village cattle and make dung cakes, all, drying and selling them to save money for Iftar. No one knew about this beautiful desire in her heart. She barely spoke, always smiling, and people thought of her as simply, but little did they know, this woman was destined to change the course of the village. She had built a large room near her house where she stored the dung cakes. Once she had enough, she announced in the village that anyone needing dung cakes could buy them from her, as she urgently needed money. Since it was Ramadan, the women needed fuel, and soon her stock was sold out. Amma Hajra now had some money. Holding the money, she looked towards the sky and prayed, "Oh Allah, I sell these dung cakes every year with this wish that someday I will arrange a grand Iftar. But every time, some need arises, and my money gets spent. This time, I am old. I don't know how long I have, but before I die, I want to host this Iftar myself. Please help me, oh Allah." In the same village lived a very pious man, Imam Baba Shawwali. Amma Hajra went to him and greeted him. "Assalamu alaikum Baba Shawwali." "Wa alaikum assalam, Hajra sister. How are your fasts going?" "Alhamdulillah, I'm fasting as much as my strength allows." "What brings you here today?" "Baba, I have a desire that's been with me for years. Every time I try, it remains unfulfilled. But this time, I am determined. Even if the earth shakes, I must fulfill it." Shawwali smiled. "What desire woke up in you at this age, Hajra?" She smiled and replied, "You know I sell dung cakes. I've always dreamed of hosting a grand Iftar during Ramadan. Every year one save, but something happens, and the money is spent. This year, I will stay hungry if I must, but I will host the Iftar." Shawwali was moved by her faith. "Subhanallah, may Allah protect your faith. You have a beautiful intention. How much have you saved?" "I'll help." "No, Baba. I want to do it with my own earnings. I've saved 00 rupees. I came to ask if you could buy the Iftar items for me. I'm going to invite the whole village." Shawwali smiled. "Don't worry, Hajra. Before Iftar, everything will reach your home." Amma Hajra gave him the money and went to the village center. Standing there, she announced, "Listen, everyone. Today's Iftar is from me. Everyone, please come to my house." The villagers were shocked. Amma Hajra, the poor woman who barely had a rupee, was hosting an Iftar. Some people mocked, "Have you gone mad, Hajra? Where did you get the money from? Are you trying to ruin our fasts?" Her heart broke. "Why do you talk to me like this? I am also Allah's servant. He helped me. That's why I invited you." The villagers said, "All right, Amma, we will come." But then they remembered, "Oh, we forgot. Every day we go to Baji Parveen's house for iftar. If we go to Amahadra's house, Baji Parveen will be angry. Some pious folks suggested, let's explain to Baji Parveen. She won't mind. We can't break this old woman's heart. Baji Parveen was the village's richest woman. Every Ramadan, she hosted grand iftars. After Asr prayer, the villagers went to her house. Baji Parveen, you know Amahadra, the old woman who makes dung cakes? She's invited us for iftar today. Is she dead? Baji mocked. No, she's invited everyone with great love. We came to tell you so you won't mind. Baji Parveen turned red with anger. You'll leave my iftar for that old woman? You eat at my place every Ramadan, and now for her? The villagers pleaded. Please try to understand. She's old, has invited us with love. Don't be angry. As they were talking, Amahadra arrived, greeted Baji Parveen, but Baji ignored her. Baji, today I've arranged iftar. I came to invite you as well. Baji Parveen laughed. Really? You, the dung cake woman, hosting an iftar, competing with me? Amahadra's eyes filled with tears. No, Baji, I'm not competing. I'm inviting you for Allah's sake. I've worked hard, saved money for years for this day. I don't know when I'll die. I just want to host one iftar in my life. Baji Parveen shouted, get lost. No one will come to your filthy house full of cow dung. Some good villagers protested. Baji, this isn't right. Fasting is for Allah, and so is iftar. If there's pride in intention, the worship is useless. Baji Parveen grew angrier. Go, all of you. Go to that dung woman's house. Don't expect anything from me again. I will never host iftar again. Everyone left quietly, realizing Baji Parveen's pride had exposed the reality behind her years of charity. Meanwhile, Amahadra sat crying, her dreams crushed. Oh Allah, do poor people have no hearts, no wishes? I did this for you, but I won't complain, my Lord. She cried until iftar time. She looked around and no one was there, not even Baba Shah Wali. Am I really that dirty, oh Allah? She wept. But Allah loves his people more than 70 mothers. Never hurt the poor so much that their tears reach Allah. At that moment, Baba Shah Wali appeared, leaning on his staff. The iftar spread was laid. Her poor home was glowing with blessings. Hadra, why are you crying? Didn't the villagers come? Baba, do you also find me dirty? Have I become so worthless that even you won't eat my iftar? Baba Shah Wali was stunned to hear her painful words. He didn't know someone's harsh words had pierced her heart like arrows. A broken bar.